Oh, I hope not. Okay, start the music. Yeah, bring it up.
Good evening and welcome to everybody. Welcome to the Poet Cafe. It is where artists come alive. The spoken word brings forth the inner creation of hidden treasures, expressing tones and lyrics felt within the soul, a vibration that rings stories untold. This platform represents artists of all backgrounds, be it writers, singers, spoken word, artistic expression and painting, literature, poetry, and a journey through life. Mystery seeks to bring new ideas and opportunities through the mind at all levels. Wherefore my time leaving tomorrow on the wings of yesterday, where birds fly higher than the mystery of dreams never knew. Why do mellow sounds ring silently without ever leaving memories of my lonely blues? We walk by the calls of nature, sing in harmony, pray for the love of the skies, and dance with the stars like a feminine ballerina gazing across the stage in her soft-toed ballerina shoes. Welcome to the Artists of Poetry Cafe show, Poetically Speaking, hosted by Terry Benjamin and Ron C. McCray. As delighted as we are, we can't wait to engulf a new wave of presenting this platform to our audience. So, sit back and enjoy. Don't forget to subscribe and hit the like button. Now, let's get started.
Let's get started. Let's get started. Again, we are happy to come to you today, this beautiful Sunday evening. And we have a special show for you, but all the shows are special, okay? But this is even more special because we're talking about our legacy, the past as well as the present. And this is a very interesting topic because I think that at this particular point, I know people of a certain age really think really seriously in terms of legacy because, again, I mean, I had a good long life, but I don't know if I have another 20 years. And not that I obsess over that, but I realize that I probably have more years behind me than I have ahead of me. But I'm gonna let that defer me from having a good time and enjoying, you, and I hope that you enjoy us. And so I'm here today and bringing you Poetically Speaking. And Ron, what say you, man? How you feel today? Is everything okay?
I can't complain, honestly, and I tried to use those words to keep things alive.
Yes.
As we talked about in the past, and we will continue to have joy and the art of a good conversation.
That's right.
And to have a long life. But honestly, I like to have a long life, but I don't want to be miserable in a long life.
Well, that's the
So
thing.
whatever time permit and allow me, at least in this moment, I want to be able to happy and feel the joy of the moment. So again, hopefully everybody prayerfully, keep a smile on your face.
We'll pray for you. We'll pray for that you have a long life, but a healthy life.
Absolutely.
Because I think that's the case. I mean, it's all well and good to have all these years, but hopefully the years have been kind to us, and that they will continue to be kind to us. But I think, again, I think you're moving in the right direction because, again, I've known you for some time, and I've known you to be healthy and just not in the body, but the mind, the body, and the spirit. And that's why, again, I'm glad to have you with me on this journey that we're taking together. And as we begin today, as always in our program, we have what we call Ron's Poetry Corner. And sometimes he presents poetry, sometimes he presents commentary, sometimes he presents commentary and poetry. Mm-hmm. Okay, so I never know what he's going to do because I want to be as surprised as you. So, my brother, please enlighten us.
Yes, I'd like to indulge our audience with this. And this is important. And as you know and heard from my brother here, our theme, our topic is our legacy. And that's what's important today, our legacy. And the day is, even though this month is Black History Month, but you're not celebrating just the moment of Black History Month. You're celebrating the legacy of all those who have made it possible.
That's right.
We wouldn't be here if it wasn't for them. So let me read this. From the present through the halls of time, we have traveled across many terrains as our ancestors journeyed from many directions across mountains, valleys, and rivers, and then our legacies untold. Remembering those remembering
I'm
those
funny
as
how? I
far
mean, funny
back
like I'm a
as
clown, I
mind
amuse
can
you, I
conceive.
make you laugh. Tell
We
me.
recognize those who paved the way. Their legacy hangs on the mantle of time for everyone to learn who thus far has brought them today in the present. Our history is still unearthed, physically, mentally, spiritually, and emotionally. It sounds never to be forgotten from the halls within their legacy will continue to sound the trumpet, loud as the pounding of each heartbeat, rhythm in our soul. Past, present, and those who will still reign among us today. Travel back in time and call their names. Those who have met and those you have not but have heard of through storytelling and conversation, however it was meant to be, to keep their voices and memories alive for the future of our memories as it is passed on through tomorrow. Today is the day that all captives remain free in the hearts and minds of everyone. Never forget who you are and who created you. From cultural hands, a higher power we stand. In unity, battling for the rights of freedom. Changing the directions of those who are blind by their own dark shadows of ignorance. Remember, those hanging from tree to tree, where their memories and voices are, young, middle, seniors, and seasoned stories untold. Today we celebrate our history. So tell us who you met, know, have heard of, or have never heard of. Please sit back and let us tell you ours.
Our legacy. It's a beautiful thought. And I like what you say in the poem. You say past and present, and those who still reign among us today. You know, again, our history in this country, especially in this special month, it is about our past and also our present. And these two things are taking place at the same time. And that's why it's so important for us to hold on to our history, hold on to our artifacts, those pictures that you have, those films that you have. You know, keep that, because that's the history of your family, but also that's the history of us as a people. So I really appreciate you sharing that, because again, we need to keep in mind that our history is not just this 1 month, but our history is every day, 365 days of this year and the next year and the next year after that. So again, our legacy is past and present.
That's so important. You know, even in conversation, even today, you know, when you have a conversation with your friends, neighbors, church, parents, or somebody, have a conversation. And that's what's important. That's how you learn to understand, and that's how the stories that's being told today will be carried on into the future.
That's right.
Whether it's your life, your kids' life, grandkids, whatever case may be, the next several generations will always remember from which they came through the stories that were left for them to look back, as it is with us today in the present. We look back of the past and present and those. And as we continue to move forward, I have something I'd like to share with you, but I don't want to interrupt our continuation. But just in short, let me say this. I have a journal here, and this journal here, I and a few other people, when I was at AT&T, created this journal, and it was during Black History Month. And in this journal, as you will hear and you can read and you can pull these names up and these faces up on YouTube or any history channel today in this month. And so as an example, this journal, we made this tribute to Dr. Jim West, Dr. James West. He is now a professor at Johns Hopkins University, okay? So he is one. There's Jim Mitchell. And matter of fact, some of the other names. Matter of fact, here's Jim West now. Okay? You will also hear Jesse Russell's name. You will also hear Shirley Jackson's name. I say that and I present this to you because I had the opportunity to sit among these scientists and executives, you know, people who were just down to earth. I didn't understand that their title and position was so, as you say, with the accolades, because they was down to earth. We ate in the cafeteria. We partied at St. Mary's Masonic Lodge here in Plainfield. And so there's continuing pictures. I have over 20 pictures. And here's a gentleman you may or may not have met.
He may look familiar.
You see? Does he look familiar? But
it's beautiful.
There's quite a few. And matter of fact, I met Ann Tripp, who's on KISS radio station now, and Bob Slay. Unfortunately, Bob Slay has since passed away. But nevertheless, I point those things up because as we've been talking and sharing with you, and we look for you to give us your feedback, who did you meet? Who did you know? You don't know who you meet or who's walking among you. Even Link Hawkins in here. You can look his name up. Earl Shaw. Every name at this point was just a few. But you can look these names up. They're all fellowship. We all fellowship at AT&T/Lucent Technology. So that's what's important. And that's what our legacy is all about today.
Yeah, and again, you know, and it's important to say their names, you know, to say their names because there may be other people, sometimes you in the audience, who know these people. And I think, again, we have to understand that we have among us, we have some great men and women, great authors, great inventors. And again, we should never forget that we have a heritage of greatness. We come from a great people. And that's why it makes me laugh when they try to put down our race, put down our accomplishments, realizing that there's so many things that we have done that could fill libraries of books. And it's important for us to never, ever put ourselves down or ever think less of ourselves. And that's why I'm glad that, Ron, you share with us poetically, but you also share from this journal. Because, again, I think that, and I encourage you, please, you know, on your journey that you maintain a journal. Because it'd be nice to look back maybe 5 years and 10 years in the past and see how far that you've come. Because I think sometimes we get depressed because we all just look at the present, not realizing the past that we have had. And so, again, as we go through this program, especially today, we're talking about your legacy, we're talking about my legacy, we're talking about his legacy.
You know, I'd like to just, right quick and short, here's another gentleman, because this month they've been in several different locations, they've been talking about the Tuskegee Airmen.
That's right.
And here's another gentleman, Charles Miller, who also worked at AT&T, was a Tuskegee Airman. Had the opportunity to speak with him. I didn't know it at the time until, you know, you start to get the history and back you know, the background. So what's important to all of this is how do you have a conversation? Storytelling, listening. That's what's important because you don't know anything unless you listen to something. And if you don't listen to something, you won't understand anything. And if you don't understand anything, you walk around in the darkness of where? Yourself.
That's right.
Asking question, where am I going?
Yeah, because again, we've come from greatness, not just in this country, but if we go back to Africa, you know, we were kings and we were queens, you know, and it's because we came over to this country. That doesn't negate the fact that we have had great accomplishments before we came to the shores of this particular country. And that's why, you know, we, as we look at you, our audience, we see you as kings and queens, and we see you as great people. And that's why it's always nice to, toward the end of the program, when your names come up and your comments come up, that we say your name. Because, again, it's important to us that you're out there listening to what we have to share with you. So again, you have some other things there too, as well as some books that that he has been reading, and again, he's sharing some of the wisdom from these books.
Yeah, as I had brought to you before, and again, I will continue because this is important.
That's right.
Again, the title, you know, from T.D. Jakes, it's about soar. Build your vision from the ground up. Build your vision from the ground up, your thoughts, your ideas, your inspiration, your aspiration, whatever it may be. Build it from the ground. Don't say, I don't have nothing, I don't know what to do. No. And even kids know how to play in the dirt. We all played in the dirt with nothing.
That's right. That's right.
But we learn from that.
That's right.
So here's the other one from T.D. Jakes that ties into even tonight. Don't drop the mic. Your voice, you should let it raise. Raise your voice. Speak up. Say something. Ask for help. Whatever the case may be. But here, don't drop the mic. We're sitting in front of you with the mic in front of us,
right.
speaking to you,
That's right.
and we're looking for you to send us your voice back through comments and whatnot. But I'd just like to read a couple things, short, okay? And this is important to tie into in reference to don't drop the mic. I'm not going to read everything, but I just want to skip over a couple pieces. And here, for example, the title, The Legacy of Language. That's what's important, the legacy of language. And so here, the art of communication has started to erode in our world today. Diplomacy is now seen as weakness. Negotiation has given way to polarization of an us against them mentality. Words lose power before our very eyes and ears as leaders make denial, revise meaning, and manipulate statements made by those who oppose them. From the hollow halls of Congress to the electrifying energy of church pulpit, we seem to have lost a vital part of the process of communication. We've been talking about that.
That's right.
The art of communication, the art of a conversation. Where our great orators like Socrates, Lincoln, Churchill, and countless others, of course, we still find remnants of such resonant rhetoric and gifted communicators, such as President Barack Obama, who succeeded in talking American citizens from both parties into casting votes in historic numbers. Few can deny that the silky smooth Arkansas twang of President Bill Clinton as an artful way of wooing a crowd that has become legacy. Legacy. That's what's important. As we continue in this conversation, this program, we want you to keep in mind, stay tuned, listen, understand, ask questions, send comments, let's talk, come on the show. We invite you, okay? And that's what's important.
Yeah, and in terms of just a little show note, again, we're really looking forward to March, where we're going to have a celebration here, because again, they call it Women's History Month, but again, that's not anything that I subscribe to, but we're going to take that and we're going to run away with it, and so we're going to have some amazing women that will come on in March, and they will definitely enlighten you in terms of what they're doing and also what you can do as well. Because one of the things that we try to do in this program is to give you food for thought, and that's why we bring out books. We're relatively intelligent, but I also like to speak with reference, and that's why my brother, he brings in books by other authors. He had 2 books today by T.D. Jakes, and we all know who he is. And again, we want to share that with you. And this segment of the program that I really enjoy, and we call it Mind, Body, and Books. And this segment, I try to bring you some things I'm reading. And this book that I'm going to talk about for a few minutes is brand new. As a matter of fact, it's a 2025 book. It's entitled Who Better Than You? The Art of Healthy Arrogance and Dreaming Big. And this is by a gentleman named Will Packer. Now, this is one of the people who you may see him around in different celebrity events, but a lot of people don't know who he is until we talk about the thing that he's done. So he's known as a producer. And if you have ever seen the movie Stomp the Yard, Ride Along, Girls Trip Straight Outta Compton, and also there's a show on OWN called Ready for Love, which is hosted by nephew Tommy Miles from the Steve Harvey show. But this is a series that actually is produced by Will Packer. And so a lot of times people don't know that who actually produced these films. And that's why this book is so important, because it really gives you, takes you behind the scenes of these different movies. But I'd like to share just a paragraph from this particular book that really addresses the theme that we have here, because this is one of the books I started reading this book this morning. I'm almost finished with it. It's only about 200 and maybe 50 pages, but again, it is just so well written, and it's funny. It's funny. He's giving you some insights and some history. And this is from the epilogue of the book, and it says here, and the title of this chapter is Leave a Legacy. And Will Packer says here, you have been building your own personal legacy for as long as you've been alive. You are the cumulative effect of your decisions, actions, and efforts. You made some mistakes, and you've also made some great choices. If you take to heart a lot of things I've suggested in this book, you will be proud of the legacy you leave behind. I promise you. So as we go through this life, we will leave a legacy. And again, and I don't know about you, but I would like to control the legacy that I'm leaving, and that's why this program is really part of my legacy. As a result of this program, my grandchildren, after I'm gone, and we still have YouTube, they can see what their grandfather was doing. They can see his intellect, they can see his personality, and I like that, because I know when I grew up, I have a really vivid remembrance of my grandmother, Florence Benjamin. But I don't. My recollection of my grandfather is sort of vague. I don't really remember him that well. But if I had, something like this, it would be better. So we all leave a legacy. But I think that we need to really decide what kind of legacy we're going to leave. And Ron, my question to you is, what does your legacy mean to you?
It was interesting, and I was just sitting here thinking,
about his legacy.
My legacy is remembering the legacy of our ancestors, our history, each and every single day of our life.
Yes, right.
And as I always say, it doesn't matter what religion you practice, what
Well,
tribe you're
it's
from.
matter, yeah.
The fact is, you have to look at the legacy from which you came.
Mm-hmm.
The day you was born, brought into this world.
That's right.
Is what's important.
That's right.
And so the legacy, as I continue to journey through time in the past, I look at, even up until now, the inventors, the writers, the creators. You see, you said something earlier in reference to that we hear all the time, kings and queens.
That's
But
right,
guess
right.
what? Before there was kings and queens, there was labor, there was tribes, there was people in the wilderness planting, cultivating, living life to the utmost. And so what you have today, you only have today.
That's right.
Based on yesterday.
That's right.
Because if you don't have no yesterday, you don't definitely have it tomorrow.
You don't.
Because you don't pay attention in the present. And that's why we're here. So my legacy, as I am here, partner with you on this show, which added to the things that I've been doing all my life.
That's right.
So my kids will look back on YouTube, if there's a YouTube in the future, we don't know.
Yeah, who knows?
Where AI coming, we don't know. But the bottom line is, we will be here.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
my kids and grandkids and whatever will look back and say, what? That's my father. That's my grandfather.
My grandfather, yeah,
That's
yeah.
what's important. But the whole thing with that is to leave a positive message.
That's right.
And not something negative. Because that's what we're here for, to pass something positive on. And that's why we look for you to share with us. What is your legacy? What are you passing on? Or what are you learning? Are you listening? Are you having a conversation, an artful conversation, poetically speaking?
Poetically speaking. And I want to share another thing from this particular book, Who Better Than You? And this is really, and I really just want to just share the title of the introduction. And this is key, again, because the legacy that I want to leave for my grandchildren and your children is a man who really valued education, really got his education, and also was able to share his education with others, and also leave some books behind and that kind of thing. But the thing that I want to share from this, and it's just, like I said, it's just the title, but it says so much. And it says this here: if you want to have what others won't, you have to do what others don't. Now, let me say it again. If you want to have what others won't, you have to do what others don't. Okay? we have to understand that this life is about effort, okay? If you want to have a life that other people maybe just dream about, then you got to apply yourself to that particular situation. And you have to understand that it takes effort. One of the things I like about Will Packer is that he has produced many films that made a lot of money in TV shows. Because again, Ron, and one of the things he talks about in the book is that sometimes people get it twisted, okay? Talking is not doing, okay? Talking is not doing. You can talk about a lot of things. He can talk about all the films that he wanted to make, but if he didn't make those films like Girl Trip and Stomp the Yard and those kind of things, we wouldn't really be talking about him. He wouldn't have a book that we could read. So again, talking is not doing. And so what I want you to do really is to think in terms of your dreams and your goals and do those things, okay? Do them. Because again, a lot of us like to sit around and talk, and I like talking as well as anybody else, but the real work takes place in what I call the lab. And that's when you are alone by yourself with your thoughts and maybe some paper, maybe some pens and that kind of stuff, and you're writing. But again, you want to take it a step further, because if you're producing a movie, not enough to have the script and actors, you have to actually produce that film so you can take it to the theaters and people can see it. And so again, if anything that you get out of this program today is talking is not it. Okay, you got to go beyond talking. And I find for a lot of people, they have a lot of good ideas, but they lack one step, and that one step, Ron, is action. You know, you got to do it.
And you're right. Each step. Now, let's be honest. Mm-hmm. If you hit the lottery, you get excited, but you also lose your mind. You don't know what to do. Technically, you didn't earn it.
You didn't earn it.
If somebody called you out of the blue and gave you an opportunity, say, "Here's the mic," you'll freeze up like frozen pigeon. You see, what's important is to come back what you said. Take it one step. What you have now, create that. And as you continue to build who you are today, now you have a legacy. Now you are somebody of status.
That's right. Yeah.
You can say, I know where I came from. I know what I've been through. See, our legacy is based on those who started with nothing to something. And let me say this right quick.
Yeah, please.
As I said before, I had the honor, and it is truly a pleasure and a privilege for me to sit here and speak with the owner who gave his story. The warning storm, the storm is coming.
Yeah, Storm Warning is the name of the program. Storm Warning.
I'm starting to.
Yeah, and it's on Thursday night at 9:00. Storm Warning with Storm Norm the General.
And it's a pleasure because that's history. That's a legacy. Again, I have no clue. And he doesn't showcase. It's not like he broadcasts. But that's not the point. The point is you meet people along the way. You don't know who you're going to meet. Or when the opportunity arises, are you ready?
That's right. And again, I know that we can go through this life just being regular people. Nothing wrong with that. But I tell you, boy, you know, if you are not productive, it's kind of hard to really find your place in this world. Now, I know not everybody is going to grab the mic, but that's why when I talk about Will Packer, here's a man who is basically behind the scenes. You don't see him in front of the camera usually. You know, you may as maybe a cameo and whatnot, but his job is to produce the programs. It's funny. I joke with some of my friends about we're in our later years of life, and I still ask them, I said, what do you want to be when you grow up? And people laugh, but again, and people ask me, what do you want to be, who do you want to be when you grow up? And I said, I want to be Dick Wolf. And they say, well, who is Dick Wolf? I don't know who Dick Wolf is. I said, yeah, you do. If you ever watched Law & Order, or you need a Law & Order franchises, this is the man who started it. He's the creator of all of that, Dick Wolf. And it's really a family business because his son is involved in it as a filmmaker and an editor. So again, Dick Wolf is the man who created the franchise. That's who I like to be. I don't always have to be on front of the camera as I am now because I really do believe that the longevity is really behind the scenes. That's why someone as great as Denzel Washington, someone as great as Sidney Poitier, toward the end of their careers, they became directors. Okay, and so again, I love what I do, but I know there's a full picture, and there's something that picture is not what we see on the front of the tube. Sometimes it's behind the tubes, you know. And with that said, I just want to share something. Beginning Monday, they're on CBS. They're going to have a new show called Beyond the Gate, and it's a black theme soap opera, you know, and it's an hour show. And this has been a long time since we had that kind of show. But I mention that because Beyond the Gate stars Clifton Davis. And if you're of a certain age, you realize he's from back in the day, singer, actor, songwriter, and minister. And he is the star of the show, and he is 79 years old. Okay, so again, it's never too late. And his co-star is Tamara Tooney, and she is 65. So again, it's never too late to realize your dreams. And again, it's never too late to hold on to those things that you really want to do. Because again, in the final analysis, you know, there's always somebody doing what you want to do. And so again, you want to get with those people, those like-minded people. So again, so check it out, Beyond the Gates on CBS, black soap opera starring Clifton Davis and Tamara Tooney. Clifton Davis is 79, Tamara Tooney is 65. Again, you know, sometimes you want these people to fade out, but they have too much talent to just let it go away.
And if I may, just this
please.
one line, because this is important too, as you just expressed, which is so true. And I just want to share this line. Remember those hanging from tree to tree. I say that in the deepest respect because that was a physical, that was against their will.
That's right, that's right.
But your will today is not to allow the system lynch you from tree to tree, or you yourself hang yourself from tree to tree because you refuse to set yourself free by the gifts and talent that you have hidden inside of you. Not your closet, your house, or your room, but that's inside of you. Again, do not hang yourself from tree to tree because you say, whoa, somebody won't. There's no such thing. Because if you think about your ancestors, our legacy, it was against their will. What's against your will today?
That's a good point. So, but what we're saying, basically, you're not too old to realize your dreams. And really, and don't take yourself out of the game, okay? Because you don't have to be in front of the camera. You can be behind the camera. Just some ideas that you put together. And this part of the program, which I really enjoy, is called Music is Lit. And at this time, I read lyrics, music lyrics as poetry. And I have some really interesting items here for you. The first song that I like to read was actually produced in 1973. So, you know, if everybody knows me, you know I love the music of the 60s, 70s, 80s, and the 90s. I mean, that's all I still listen to, you know. And so this was from 1973, and really from one of the greatest poet-songwriters from Chicago, and I'm talking about Mr. Curtis Mayfield. And again, you know, this song is from an album, and the album is called Future Shock. And this is in 1973, but the thing I love about this, and as I read it, Ron, you're going to see this is very prophetic, because some of the things he's talking about in 1973 are going on right now, which is kind of scary, okay? So this is Future Shock, Curtis Mayfield, 1973. Hey, little sister, where's your brother? See your mother standing on the soup line. God bless your father, and got the strength to be bothered. The almighty roar, hear me now, was bound to weigh him down. We got to stop all men from messing up the land. When won't we understand this is our last and only chance, everybody? It's a future shock. Future shock. Future shock. All worldly figures playing on niggers. Oh, see them passing. See how they're dancing to the Superfly. Oh, ain't it wrong when you don't know where you come from, dancing in your youth, dying at the truth to get over, get over, get over? We got to stop all men from messing up the land. When won't we understand this is our last and only chance? Everybody, it's a future shock. Future shock. Future shock. Future shock. The price of meat higher than the dope in the street. Is it any wonder for those with nothing to eat? We got to stop all men from messing up the land. When won't we understand this is our last and only chance? Everybody, a future shock, future shock, future shock, future shock, future shock. And that's Curtis Mayfield. I'm going to give him one of those. And Ron, what really struck me is the chorus. It says here, and it just blows my mind, where he says, and this is Curtis Mayfield from 1973, and I would say this right now. We got to stop all men from messing up the land. When won't we understand this is our last and only chance? Everybody, is a future shock. Boy, we got some people messing up everything. Everything. And Brother Curtis Mayfield was saying this back in 1973 because he saw where this was going.
Absolutely. What was it, about 40 years ago?
Yeah, at least that.
You know,
yeah.
And it's so true.
Yeah.
And let's get straight to the point.
Please.
As he said then, all men.
All men.
But look at this today. Separate those who are invading your land, trying to terrorize you. Separate them. We know about them in the White House or whatever. But the all men, the all brothers in this culture, terrorizing our own land, your land and your community, whatever the case may be, you need to be building up, cultivating, engaging everyone. This is your land. You can't tell somebody else your land, born on the land of the free. If you're terrorizing your own land, your community. I'm not saying this to insult anybody.
No.
We're here to engage every voice because, as we heard, we hear, lift every voice and sing.
Yes, that's
until
right.
heaven. You see, keep that in mind.
Yeah.
All those who go to church, all those who listen to the words, it's not just words. They were struggling during that time. They was raining their voices up to God, heaven.
That's right.
So all men, brothers, stop terrorizing your land, your community. That's what's important. And sisters, I'm holding you accountable too, to hold those brothers and hold them right.
That's right. And the thing is that, again, I think what has to happen is that we have to get a better sense of ourselves and realize we really deserve more than we're getting from our so-called leaders. And this next song, I remember when I first heard it, I really didn't understand what it was about. And as I got a chance to actually read the lyrics and look up the lyrics, it really came to me in a very stronger sense. And this song was originally recorded by the Main Ingredient. The Main Ingredient was a three-man song group that was very popular. And this was in 1975. And the song is entitled Rolling Down a Mountainside. And what they're saying in this particular song is that, we're not stones. We're not just rolling down a mountainside, that we deserve dignity, that we deserve the fruits of our labor. And you have someone now who's just firing people here left and right, and firing a man is a 4-star general, firing him just because he is African American, and that's not right. And we deserve more. Okay. Yeah, that's something. But it says here in the song, we're not just stones rolling down a mountainside. We're not just that.
No.
We're more than that,
And you look at the stone not rolling down the mountainside, but we're the foundation of that mountain.
Right. We built that mountain.
We built the mountain. Now we can't stand back and allow somebody to push us off our own mountain that we built up from the ground up. That's what's important.
That's right. So again, we're not just stones rolling down a mountainside. And I want you to listen to this very carefully because there's a lot of metaphors, there's a lot of little tricky language and whatnot, but that's the essence of poetry. It doesn't come right out and say it, but in the word play, there is something to listen to. So please listen carefully. This is Rolling Down a Mountainside by the Main Ingredient, also recorded by Isaac Hayes at one particular time, and is also written by a gentleman named Bill Hilliard. And so again, it says here, losers and winners. Everyone must play fair. All you beginners know that you've got to start somewhere. Whether you're saints or sinners, smile and share. Sunlight as well as shadows, while you learn that everyone cares. Everyone out there has a cross to bear and will never dare to live alone, because we're not stones rolling down a mountainside. We all count, and we got strength, and we got pride, because God is on our side. God is on our side. Winners and losers, fight when you know you're right. You'll get some bruises, but some fools might see the light. So when you talk confused, yeah, keep your pride. Smile and you'll make them listen while you teach, then we'll be all right. Birds will stay in flight, day will follow night. So keep the truth in sight. But no, 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 cause we're not stones rolling down a mountainside. We all count, and we got strength, and we've got pride. God is on our side. God is on our side. God is on our side. I said God is on our side. We're not stones. Givers and takers, heartbreakers. Love on, yeah, rolling down a mountainside. Rolling down a mountainside. Rolling down a mountainside. Because we've got strength and we got pride rolling down a mountainside. And during that time, the main ingredient was Cuba Gooding Sr., the father of the actor Cuba Gooding Jr. Also in that group at that time was Tony Panama Sylvester and Luther Simmons Jr., the main ingredient. Cuba Gooding Sr., Tony Panama Sylvester, and Luther Simmons Jr., the main ingredient. Remember that group?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, that was beautiful, beautiful group.
Absolutely.
You know? Beautiful. Yeah. And it's so funny because, I saw the interview that Cuba Gooding Sr. did, and he said, man, my son is more famous than I am as an actor. But again, and it's so funny because, when we talk about legacy, one of the things about legacy is not just what we've done ourselves, but is what we've left behind, maybe our books, or our poems, our records, and most of the time our children, our children are our legacy, okay? Those who we raise and those who are left behind. And the last song that I want to read is a song that really means a lot to me because it's a song that says so much about the past and the future, and it says so much about legacy. It was written as to be a part of a soundtrack called The Greatest. It was a movie about Muhammad Ali, and been recorded by many different people. It was actually written by Michael Masser and Linda Creed, and it was in the movie The Greatest. And of course, it was recorded by many people, including George Benson. But many people probably know the recording by Whitney Houston, And so again, she recorded this song, and I want to read this now. And this is called "The Greatest Love of All." And it begins with the iconic line. Everybody quotes this when we talk about the children as being our future. And it goes like this. I believe the children are our future. Teach them well and let them lead the way. Show them all the beauty they possess inside. Give them a sense of pride to make it easier. Let the children's laughter remind us how we used to be. Everybody's searching for a hero. People need someone to look up to. I never found anyone who fulfilled my needs. A lonely place to be, and so I learned to depend on me. I decided long ago never to walk in anyone's shadow. If I fail, if I succeed, at least I'll live as I believe. No matter what they take from me, they can't take away my dignity, because the greatest love of all is happening to me. I found the greatest love of all is easy to achieve. Learning to love yourself is the greatest love of all. I believe the children are our future. Teach them well and let them lead the way. Show them all the beauty they possess inside. Give them a sense of pride to make it easier. Let your children's laughter remind us how we used to be. I decided long ago never to walk in anyone's shadow. If I fail, if I succeed, at least I've lived as I believe. No matter what they take from me, they can't take away my dignity, because the greatest love of all is happening to me. I found the greatest love of all inside of me. The greatest love of all is easy to achieve. Learning to love yourself is the greatest love of all. And if by chance that special place that you've been dreaming of leads you to a lonely place, find your strength in love. Greatest love of all is loving yourself. And sometimes it may be lonely because, again, one of the things I've learned for myself that I remember when I grew up, man, I wanted to be like everybody else, because I thought it would be easier to conform to whatever everybody else was doing. But a lot of things I wasn't interested in. And the things I was interested in, it seems like people weren't interested in it. And so I just felt very lonely doing my reading and my writing and that kind of thing. But I found out that I developed a love, and I developed a love for myself. And then I felt that what I wanted to do was important to me. And now, even in my later years, I'm still doing the same thing. My reading, my writing, my talking, my public speaking, and my content creation and that kind of stuff. I'm doing what I've always done, and I'm loving it anymore. So again, the greatest love of all is the love that you find for yourself. Do you remember when you first heard that song, Ron? How did it hit you? How did it strike you?
Oh, absolutely. And actually, and I'm be honest with you, even listening to it today, I can turn it on right now, and it still goes through me because it's understanding, poetically speaking, the message.
Yes, the message.
Children are our future.
Yes.
But there is no future for the children if you, in the present, don't exercise the child within you.
That's right.
If you don't sit down and talk with, play with kids and nieces and nephews, whatnot, have fun.
That's right.
No matter how you look at it. They are the ones that will look up to you and remember my auntie, daddy, mommy, whoever the case may be. They want to laugh and chuckle.
Yes.
They going into the future, but they don't have a future if they don't have anybody to leave anything for them. That's what's important. So again, let the child in you be as innocent as the child that's growing up. Because too often, as sad as it is, each and every day, you hear of a child never seeing the opportunity of tomorrow. And that's what's important. So again, let the innocence of a child in you,
that's right.
As Whitney's saying, children are our future.
That's right.
You represent that the present by passing on to them.
That's right.
So tomorrow they look back and says, in their legacy, I remember when.
Yeah, you deserve a applause for that. And it's so funny because we're talking about songs, and this is the part of the program which we call Food for Thought. And I just want to open that up by just going to another song. I'm not going to recite it today, but the song "Wake Up Everybody." And Teddy Pendergrass says, wake up everybody. Teachers. You got to teach better. You got to teach them the things that they want to learn in the way that they want to learn them. Because again, I think my heroes have always been teachers, and I want to open up the conversation that we're going to have about dreaming big. What the power of dreaming big. And one of the things that I want to throw out to you and I want to suggest to you, our audience, is that when you think about your goals and your dreams and your plans, stop talking about someday, okay? Someday. Someday I'm going to do this. Someday I'm going to do that. I mean, I know Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. I don't know someday. Someday is not on the calendar. Someday is the day that you're going to do that thing that you said you were going to do. I think what happens around a lot of times, people are waiting for someday and they never do anything because, again, everything got to be just right, But I find for a lot of times, things are not right. And again, and I said the last time we were together, I said, do it now. Do it now because tomorrow is not promised. And as you get older, you get up in years, you know that, hey, you don't know. Maybe today might be your last day. Nothing wrong with that. And I've made peace with that. But again, I would never make peace with the fact that I didn't try. I had dreams. I had goals, things that I wanted to do, and I did those things. Sometimes, Ron, I think maybe I didn't think big enough. Because all the things that I wanted to do, I've accomplished, but there's more for me to do. But again, the power of dreaming big. But how does that resonate with you, Ron? What the power of dreaming big? What does that say to you? How do you interpret that?
You know, if I may say it this way,
Please.
as you just said, tomorrow is not promised. Not a living soul on the face of the earth can prepare for tomorrow.
No.
When the Bible says, and I'm using the Bible here, why worry about tomorrow when you know not what forth the hour may bring? The
That's right.
hour.
Mm-hmm. That's right.
So what you need to do and need to understand is today. So dreaming big is that you can accomplish, even if it's just a thought or dream of something in the moment while you're thinking. If you ain't thinking big, nothing will grow. And if nothing grow, because you didn't plant anything. And if you didn't plant anything, you're sitting there fumbling, trying to figure out what.
Yeah.
What are you trying to figure out? Dream big. Shout hallelujah. Shout something. Tell somebody, why are you so happy? I'm happy because I'm dreaming big in the moment.
Shout hallelujah.
So when the moment comes or tomorrow comes, now you have to fulfill that dream that you dreamed that was big in you in the moment today. Because kids do it. They come to you, hey, guess what? I'm going to be this. I'm going to be that. Because they dreaming big in their moment. What are you doing other than complaining about nothing?
Yeah, that's a beautiful thing, and again, and it's also been told, and I can attest to that, especially in terms of this program. There's a quote that says that in terms of your dreams, okay, you know when your dreams are not big dreams, because if you can do it by yourself, it's not a big dream. But if you dream and you have other people to help you, then that's a big dream. Because again, we go back to this program. This has been in the works for some time. And I know I couldn't do it by myself. I needed my brother here. I needed the engineers. I needed the people who put this set together, whatnot. I could not do it by myself. But the thing that I want you to understand that we have footprints. We have footprints for success, and sometimes we don't have to go through everything, and that's why I like books like the one that I have here in my hand right now. Who better than you? Okay, we talk about other people, but why not you? Why can't you have the life that you dreamed of? But it really goes back to perspective, and so I want to share a paragraph from this particular book, and it says here, your perspective can manifest success. You have the power. You just need to unlock it. It starts the minute you wake up. Wake up thinking about how you are going to win today. Let that be the overriding thought that carries you through the day. I have my own daily affirmation. I stand in front of the mirror every morning and tell myself how primed I am, how capable I am, how well prepared I am for that day and the task at hand. I tell myself how I'm fully equipped with the skill set necessary to accomplish anything I need to accomplish that day. Again, you wake up in the morning and you say, and you got to believe this because it's true. You wake up in the morning, you come out of that night of sleep, you come into that new day, and you say to yourself, before you even think about anything else, it's going to be a great day. Okay? It's going to be a great day. And if you say that, it will be a great day. But if you wake up, moaning and groaning, I don't want to get up, it's too hard, it's too gray, whatnot, it might snow, it might rain. No. It's going to be a great day. And you say it with power, and you say it with force, and that's going to happen. It's what they call a self-fulfilling prophecy. It's going to be a great day. And you say it with a smile.
You know, I was just thinking with that. Can you imagine if the sun knocked on your window, bang, 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 wake up, I'm crying, moaning and groaning. You say, what the heck?
Yeah.
Because this is why the sun is, we have the sun, the solar
my
energy
goodness.
to brighten up your day. So when you get up, you said, thank you, sun. Thank you, God, for all that He has created. And I want to read this, if I may. I want to go back to what you were just saying.
Yes, please.
And earlier, you know, even stumbling whatnot, but I give and I gave and I do have great respect for this person. Okay, Norman DJ Storm.
That's right.
Okay, Norm the General, who had he had a dream,
A
he
vision,
had a
vision, yes.
And let me read this.
Yeah, please.
Even with all those who came along the way with him. Bradley, born and raised in New Jersey, always had a passion for entertainment, had a passion for entertainment when he was young, producing, writing music. He started as an artist, making records on an international level with his rap group
Finesse.
Finesse.
Yes.
He made a good name for himself as a DJ and was also responsible for creating the 90s R&B group Total. In 2008, along with his childhood friends. Remember, he didn't do it by himself.
That's right, yeah.
He had a vision, a dream by himself, but he shared that with somebody who also gave support and rise where they are at now.
That's right.
Where they are at now.
Yes, yeah.
Formed a music production and artist development company called Best Kept Secret Entertainment, a.k.a. BKS. That's what's important. That's what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Raise that dream, have that vision, engulf with somebody who have like-minded, who's going to support, and you support them, but continue to rise up. With all due respect, and I say this like with
Please.
those who have lost and was born with, but I'm talking to those who have. You have two hands, you have 2 feet, you have a mind, you have eyes, you can breathe, you can walk and talk. And what the hell are you doing with those gifts and tools that you have now?
Oh, you coming down hard, brother.
Utilize them.
Hammer.
No matter how you look at it. I take great respect and pride because even when I go on YouTube and I say, born this way, I see somebody with half of what you have.
That's right.
Or maybe missing something.
That's right.
Utilizing the gifts and talent, no matter what it is. And that's what's important to you.
Yeah, that's important because again, it's this thing where a friend of mine, it's a young woman who's probably going to be on our show in March, Shireen Clark, and she wrote a book called Don't Count Yourself Out. And a lot of us, we before we even put forth the effort, we count ourselves out. It's too hard. It's too difficult. I don't have this, I don't have that. But if with that attitude, you have defeated yourself before you even came out on the field. It's like, you have a team run, and they're in the locker room talking about, I know we're going to lose. I know we're going to lose. Well, if you feel that way, why even go out to play the game? I mean, Super Bowls are not won that way. I mean,
And then get mad when they lose.
Yeah, right, yeah. But then oh yeah, I knew we were going to lose. Yeah, well, because you defeated yourself. I mean, it's bad enough that the enemy is attacking you. You're attacking yourself, and that's why this song says the greatest love of all is learning to love yourself. Because if you love yourself, you'll say, well, you know what, I deserve the best that life has to offer. I deserve the best mate. I deserve the best house. I deserve the best meal. Whatever is good in life, in this life, I deserve that. Because I love myself. But when you're down in yourself, when you doubt your abilities, when you don't even try to do the things that you know that you can do, you're going to find out that your life will be very, very dull, very boring. And again, I know that for a lot of us, especially of a certain age, we've gone to the point where, I've had 2 major careers, and then, I'm in retirement now, but, although I'm retired, I'm still working. Some because I don't even like the word retirement, Ron, because retirement. I'm thinking somebody, walking through the halls with a candlelight and a nightgown, with that flappy hat, like I'm retired. I'm retired means that I'm not part of what's going on, and I really hate that image. I really hate that image for anyone. Don't take yourself out of the game. As long as you're learning, one of the things my brother and I always talk about is the whole concept of healthy aging. Well, a real component of healthy aging is lifelong learning. Every day you should be learning something. Even if you're learning, there's a new program I told you about, Beyond the Gate, is premiering Monday. Well, that's something that maybe you didn't know before, and now you know it. So I want you to have that. So again, we come to the close of our program, and just want to remind you, we're here Sunday from 5 to 6, and then we're here from Thursday from 6 to 7. And we welcome you to watching the program. We ask you to press that subscribe button, so when we are on air, it will come up. And so with that said, I want to thank my brother for his assistance and for his input. It's so funny. Once we finish the program today, we're going to start working on the next program. So again, I thank you for tuning in. I thank you for your commentary. We do read all the comments after we get home and get a chance to watch the program again. So this has been Poetically Speaking with your host Terry Benjamin and your host Ron C. McCrae. And we say thank you and we say good night.